Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will explore the critical sustainability challenges facing the AI and semiconductor sector, with a particular focus on NVIDIA, a key player in this market. Now, as technologies continue to advance, we find ourselves at a critical point where innovation must coexist with sustainability. The semiconductor and AI industries, including leaders like NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel, are driving digital transformation. However, this progress comes at a cost. Now, significant energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions are at an all-time high. The industry also faces challenges related to supply chain management, talent development, and innovation. Key sustainability issues concerns include high energy consumption, carbon emissions, electronic waste and responsible disposal, data-driven and ethical AI development, and sustainable supply chains. Now, a major environmental issue is the industry's high energy use and carbon footprint. The semiconductor industry accounts for 31% of the global greenhouse gas emission and 5 to 7% of global energy use. NVIDIA data centers contribute to 63% of the company's energy use. Now, NVIDIA has committed to using 100% renewable energy globally by 2025 and aligning their AI and data center operations with their environmental goals. However, balancing the sustainability with the huge energy needs of AI remains an ethical dilemma. E-waste disposal is another major challenge. Now, in 2021, 57 million tons of e-waste was produced and only 20% recycled. While NVIDIA achieved a 15% reduction, they lack clear targets for waste management measures, posing threats to fines and reputational damage. Now, adopting sustainable technologies could impact short-term financial performance, presenting an ethical dilemma. Data privacy, AI bias, and accountability in AI development are major industry-wide concerns. Now, NVIDIA especially faces lawsuits over allegedly using copyrighted content for AI training, raising ethical concerns around data sourcing and intellectual property rights. Broader ethical dilemmas include challenges in maintaining transparency in AI decision processes, risks of uh, preserving societal bias, and accountability complexities with advanced AI systems. Now, NVIDIA's responsibilities include ethically sourcing AI data, respecting intellectual property rights, and implementing strong governance frameworks with clear ethical guidelines for AI development. Failure to address would result in a loss of public trust in AI, increased regulatory strictness, and would slow down the adoption of AI across all industries. Now, semiconductor production relies heavily on rare earth metals and minerals, which are resource-intensive processes. Now, NVIDIA faces allegations of market manipulation and supply chain. While the company supports employees' philanthropy, it must address potential antitrust issues that could undermine its market position and investor confidence. Now, moving towards NVIDIA sustainability strategies. First, I'll talk about the strengths. Now, NVIDIA has taken positive steps such as enhancing energy efficiency through their computing technology, potentially saving 12 trillion watt per hour of energy annually. Their target includes using 100% renewable energy globally by 2025, committing to reducing emissions to limit global warming to 1.5 degree, and monitoring their supply chains, labor, environmental, and ethical processes. Now, however, weaknesses remain, such as increasing water use without clear targets, limited specific environmental goals beyond renewable energy, and incomplete reporting of supplier emission. Now I would like to call upon my group member to further continue with the presentation.
Next, I will talk about competitor analysis as well as our sustainability initiatives proposals for NVIDIA. Next, we will talk about what NVIDIA's competitors have done for their sustainability initiatives through a SWOT analysis for each company. We determined that there are similar opportunities for the industry as a whole. Firstly, there is a growing demand for sustainability initiatives in recent years. According to a report from the World Economic Forum in 2022, over 70% of Gen Z consumers are willing to spend more for sustainable products. And around 49% of Gen Zs and 44% of millennials make their career decisions based on their personal beliefs and ethics. By creating these campaigns, NVIDIA will attract both young talent and potential customers to the company. As analyzed above, the AI computing industry requires significant knowledge in both hardware engineering and software development. As a result, as more talent NVIDIA can attract, the better their product innovation will be. Furthermore, there is innovation in sustainable technologies for AI computing industry. There are low carbon materials and sustainable AI models that are efficient in both energy and data usage. GPUs are needed to run AI, and it is reported that the ones being used in data center for AI consume 4 times as much power as those used for cloud servers. According to Mr. DeVries, the founder of the digital sustainability blog DigiEconomist, AI energy usage is on track to be as much as electricity usage in Ireland. With the increasing implementation of low carbon materials into GPU production lines, as well as creating more efficient data usage AI model, there are opportunities for the AI computing industry to embrace sustainability. Secondly, we will talk about Intel's strengths, weaknesses, and threats to its sustainability initiatives. For its strengths, Intel has a global brand recognition, advantages in technology advancement, and a wide reach in the industry partnerships. Intel's goal is to make strategic investment to drive improvements in environmental sustainability, supply chain responsibility, diversity and inclusion, and social impact. Intel's aim is to integrate corporate responsibility in all aspects of their business in order to meet its sustainable targets. In 2021, the company has achieved 80% green power globally. Its weaknesses include the lack of gender equalities in corporate culture, as well as Scope 1 and Scope 2 emission increasing problem. Furthermore, Intel has faced multiple corruption and antitrust scandals in recent years, which tarnished its reputation in the eyes of the consumers. As for the threats, Intel has its own logistic complexity problems. While the international supply chain provides much needed resources and on-time delivery, it will create a high transition cost for Intel if they decide to implement sustainability strategies into their logistics. Lastly, Intel has to be careful of cross-border regulatory compliance issues as they possess multiple processing plants across the world. Finally, we will talk about NVIDIA's most famous rival, AMD. For its strengths, AMD is proud of its positive corporate culture, constant stakeholder engagement events and strategies, and the already implemented eco-friendly technologies in their production lines. The company's sustainability initiatives focus on business ethics, security, and transparency. All of AMD's packaging in 2021 was made of recyclable materials such as paperboard. AMD's packaging designers continuously seek out environmentally preferable packing materials, including recycled materials and non-toxic dyes. In 2021, 52% of AMD employees contributed to activities under this goal due to an increase in ERG membership, employees, volunteers, and charitable donors. Moreover, the company also enjoys its underdog tagline compared to the market. However, on the other hand, AMD's weaknesses lies in its smaller size compared to NVIDIA, Intel, or Huawei. It has a lower scope of impact and a limited product portfolio compared to the rest of the competition. Moreover, the company also relies heavily on its suppliers compared to its competitor. Compared to NVIDIA, AMD only has 15 to 25% share of AI shipments to the customers. From there, we identify the threats for AMD. The company has to face intense competitive pressures from its competitors as they have better economies of scale. Moreover, potential supply chain disruption also pose a threat for AMD, and it is quite dependent on its suppliers. Lastly, the limited portfolio also creates limitations for AMD in adopting more sustainable initiatives compared to its counterparts. We will now move on to our proposed sustainability initiatives for NVIDIA, which are support intellectual property rights and addressing Scope 3 emissions. Next, we will present our first initiative, supporting intellectual property rights. We propose that NVIDIA create a collaborative campaign with IP owners for its AI machines. The company can start by creating a network between itself and the IP owners to discuss about the ownership rights of their works, as well as notify them in case there are infringement on their rights. During that process, the company can offer flexible negotiation to the owners that emphasize on their rights and compensation should they allow the company to use their works for the company's AI algorithms. In this negotiation, NVIDIA should offer assistance to the owners in obtaining patents, trademarks, and copyrights for their work. Another process that NVIDIA should run alongside with this campaign is lobbying for IP protection law updates regarding AI works. Another campaign that we propose for this initiative is the promotion of sustainable innovation. NVIDIA should partner with academic institutes to gain knowledge and educate on sustainable innovation. Through this, the company will have first access to information and progress on sustainability and innovation on materials and components necessary for AI computing machine and data servers. The company must create a platform that promotes the idea of being open to exchange of new ideas, as well as offer rewards and sponsorships for highly potential projects on sustainable innovation. As you can see the table on the slide, public trust in generative AI is quite low, especially in the government sector. Through this initiative, we're aiming to increase the public trust in the use of AI, as well as turning a more favorable look to the IP owners as well. And this initiative will address the goal 60: peace, trusted, and strong institutions in the UN SDG. Next, we will talk about Initiative B, addressing Scope 3 emissions. To start, let's define Scope 3 emissions. According to GHG protocol, Scope 3 emissions are all indirect emissions that are not included in Scope 2 that occur in the value chain of the reporting company, including both upstream and downstream emissions. To address the problem, NVIDIA should implement two processes when it comes to their suppliers: assessment on sustainability and collaborative education program. For supplier assessment on sustainability, the company should add a data transparency clause in their supplier contracts regarding carbon footprint report on their production lines of raw materials and components. Moreover, the company should conduct a research on areas where emissions are the highest to determine the cost as well as make the decision on whether to continue sourcing from these areas. In addition, a collaborative education program with the suppliers also proves to be beneficial to NVIDIA. In this program, the company should strive to educate their suppliers on the best environmentally friendly practices, as well as continuously monitor on the suppliers' plans. In the slide is an example made by Sustainable Future News of how to engage suppliers for Scope 3 reduction. Firstly, the company must establish a baseline for Scope 3 emissions, detailing about their origins, how to quantify them, and set a baseline for the company based on its production needs, regulation, and sustainability goals. Secondly, NVIDIA will then engage with its suppliers, building a strong relationship and based on mutual understanding on the core values of sustainability. At this point, NVIDIA should implement supplier assessment initiative. The third step is to set targets for the suppliers and for NVIDIA. By setting these goals, the company can keep track with the progress of the initiative as well as make adjustments if need be. The fourth step is to communicate expectations and provide support to the suppliers. Finally, the fifth step is to track progress offer guidance, and reward the achievements. The education program should be implemented in the fourth and fifth step. And this initiative will address goal number 12, responsible consumption and production of the UN SDG. With that, we will conclude our presentation. Thank you for listening.